Just to refresh your memory, I think we didn't really talk about this yesterday. Oh, I did talk about Pythagorean theorem. But,
hey, you guys, he is starting notes. You should all be facing forward. Your electronics should be away. Get your paper out. Come on.
Yeah. I'm recording. It's okay. We can edit that.
But I would say it again, you guys.
I've had one person watching the video.
I'm talking to
I watch it every day, Mr. Leader.
Okay. Yes.
It's all the
That's right.
Exactly.
Okay. So,
And that way when we're watching our videos,
please,
we'll be reminded to take out.
in any case, if you are solving this using Pythagorean theorem, can someone tell me how to do this? A squared plus b squared equals c squared. So the 8 squared plus 9 squared equals c squared. So this isn't solving radical. Well, it kind of is, okay? What's 8 squared? 64. 9 squared is 81 equals c squared. And then you add the two things together. And what's that, 145? 145, I believe, equals c squared. So what's c equal to? Square c equals the square root of 145. Very good. Peyton's right with us. Right? Then I would look to see if there is some perfect squares in this, but if you left this like this, it's not that easy. Is there a 9 in there? 9 goes in there. 1. No, it doesn't go. I don't think anything. 5. 3 doesn't go in there. Nothing. So you just leave it like that. Okay? Or you plug into your calculator and you get a rounded off answer. Okay? How much? Thank you. Yeah, you would think it would be really close to 12 because 12 squared is 144, right? So it'd be about 12.01. Thank you. No. All right. So that is, we actually did solve a, radical equation right there. Yes, Orion.
How do you know which one is A and which one is B?
How do you know which one is A and
Does it
which
matter
one is
though?
B?
Doesn't matter.
The only thing that matters is does it matter?
Peyton, you must have taken your focus pills today. Okay, he's on it. And what Peyton said is absolutely right. The only thing that matters is the hypotenuse, and the hypotenuse always goes by itself. Okay, so c squared always goes by itself. So if you did see a different one, and it doesn't matter if you call it A or B or C, but say I had one like this, which you may.
Whoa.
Thank you. And come on, you guys, please. Say if this is 5 and this is 8 over here. Let's just, instead of calling this A, B, or C, let's call it like Y over here. Who can give me an equation to find Y?
Y squared plus Y squared.
Go ahead, Jordan.
5 squared plus
Yes?
y squared
Plus Y squared, very good.
equals a squared.
Right, because the hypotenuse, which is the longest side, always goes by itself. Whoops, I
How do you know which is A, B, or C?
It doesn't matter which one you call. Again, Michaela, please. It doesn't matter which one you call A or B, okay? As long as you always call C the hypotenuse, okay? It doesn't matter A or B. Okay, so 5 squared plus y squared equals 64. So if I solve this out, I get 25 squared, or not 25 squared, 25 plus y squared equals 64. And I would subtract 25 from both sides, right? 25 minus 25. I know you guys have done this in middle school.
I remember doing
Y squared equals, what does this come out to be?
39.
39, and so that cannot be simplified, so you leave it as y equals the square root of 39. Or you take your calculator and you round it out to the nearest tenth. Okay? So you will see a question or two on the Pythagorean theorem tomorrow. Okay? I'm going to pause here for... Okay, so say you see a radical equation that looks like this. So these are a little bit different, but these are very easy to solve. Square root of x plus 7 equals 9. Okay? And they say solve. Anyone know what, and usually they'll say solve and check. And with this kind of equation, it's very important to solve it and check it. Can anyone tell me what the first thing I would do here is? What you're trying to do is get x by itself. Go ahead there, Nolan. What do I do?
Subtract 7.
Good. I subtract 7 from both sides. Subtract 7, subtract 7. And I get square root of x equals 2. Now, how do I get rid of the square root thingy?
You do it to both sides.
Divide.
I don't square root both sides. I do the opposite, which is squaring. Okay, so to get rid of a square root, I square it. Okay, so I square this and I square this. Okay, like that. So what is square root of x squared?
X squared.
Square.
It's a square root of x squared, which is just what?
X.
X. So when I square a square root, it gets rid of the square root, and when I square 2, what do I get? 4. Okay? And then you're done. Okay? Just to make sure that you got the right answer, and you should really do this because we're going to talk about something in a minute, you have to check it by plugging into the original equation. So I'm going to take my 4 and I'm going to put it in there. Okay? So does it check out? What's the square root of 4? 2 is 2 plus 7 equal to 9?
Yes.
Yes, so it checks. Okay? So you really, with these ones, you really have to check because a lot of times you'll get an answer that this process works all the time, but sometimes you'll get an answer that doesn't work in the original equation called an extraneous root. Yes?
So they look at the square root part first because it's kind of like PEMDAS with a grouping symbol or something, right? They take care of their square root first.
Yeah, you get your square root by itself first. Okay? That's easy enough, right? Is that easy enough?
Yep.
You want to do it? You try?
No.
Yeah, you do. Who's going to get a point? Okay.
I am.
Okay. Who try?
I do.
I love teaching this class. I don't want to. You try. Here we go. Square root of x, square root of x, minus 5 equals negative 2. Okay? Ready, set, unpause. We're going to move on to a little bit. Oh! In your books, we have. I'm not going to put the book up, but what I am going to do is they have something like this. Equals 2 square root of L over 3.3. And what this represents, it's just an equation. It comes out of a word problem in your book, and I don't want to bring up the book, take the time to do that. But how would I solve for L? Anyone tell me?
Hard.
Well, so just like you do with order of operations, you want to try to get, or solve an equation, you want to try to get L by itself. So who thinks they can tell me how to get L by itself first? Thank you. Who said that? Jordan? Nolan? Divide by 2. Divide by 2. And just to make your life easier, I'm going to change it into 1.5. 3 divided by 2 is 1.5. This goes away, and I get that the square root of L, that's an L, because this stands for the length of something. Square root of L over 3.3 equals 1.5. How can I get rid of that square root symbol?
Square.
Square both sides. So this isn't so bad, right? I'm going to
it's pretty
square
bad.
this side, and I'm going to square this side. Anyone know what 1.5 squared is? 2.5. Because you just square 15 and you move the decimal. So it's 2.25. 2.25. And what happens when I square this square root? Square root goes away, so I get L over 3.3. Now what?
Multiply by
Multiply both sides
By
by
3.3.
3.3. So I'm going to multiply that side by 3.3 and that side by 3.3. That goes away. And I get whatever that is. This times this, which comes out to be L, is equal to 7.425. 7.425. Okay? So that's one which involves a couple more steps, but still the same basic idea. And really I should take it and plug it in and make sure it works, but I'm not going to do that right now. Okay, we're good with that one?
We Gucci.
Okay. Solve with radicals on both sides. Solving. So the next thing is called solving with radicals on both sides. With on both sides. So if you see something like this, where it looks like square root of 5t minus 11 equals square root of t plus 5. What do you think you should do?
Foil.
No FOIL.
both.
Huh? Square both sides, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to square both sides. Square both sides, which makes your life very easy. If I square this side, what do I get? What happens to square root?
Goes away.
It makes the square root go away, so I get 5t minus 11. If I square this side, what do I get? T plus 5, right? Because all this squaring does, it makes the square root go away. And then I just solve this like a normal equation. So what do I do first?
Plus 11.
Plus 11 to both sides, right? That gives me 5t equals t plus 16. What's next, Aiden?
Minus t.
Minus t minus t. Okay, so I have
4T.
4t equals 16.
And then divide.
Divide by
4.
4. And I get t equals 4. And again, what I should do is take and plug the 4 into the original equation. So the check is going to look like this. I'm going to take the square root of 5 times 4 minus 11 and see does that equal to the square root of 4 plus 5. Okay? What's 5 times 4?
20.
What's 20 minus 11?
9.
Is the square root of 9 equal to the square root of 9?
No.
Yeah, so it checks out, okay? Or 3 equals 3. So again, when you're doing things like this, you have to double check to make sure the answer works in the original equation, because you could introduce an extraneous root. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, so you want to try on this?
Yes.
This is easy, okay?
So
I don't like that paper, I like this paper better. You try. Okay, you try. Here we go. Solve for x, square root of 7x minus 4. Oh, that's not how you spell u? U. 5x plus 10. Oh no, a u. You try.
Yeah, you try.
You. That's a female sheep.
Cool.
Don't ask me.
Oh, no.
That's a you.
Oh, I got it. X equals 7.
That's a you try.
Mr. Leader!
Wait, we're gonna go here. Who's got? Did I pause this? We're still going. Okay, give people a little time to work. I got it.
Check it.
Wait, I'm gonna give Aiden a point for the last time. He did something. What did you do right? You were answering good questions. Sydney ran out there and asked a good question. We'll give her a point. You asked a good
Can
question.
you come check my history?
Okay. Why don't you just tell me what the answer is, Michaela?
3.
3.
It's 7.
No, it's 7.
Raise your hand.
Oh.
Grace, what'd you get? X equals 7.
Oh.
Okay. So yes, I believe that's correct. Okay. So again, so isn't this easy? Yeah. This is easy. So oh, I never paused it. Oh well. So I'm going to square this, right? And the square takes the square root away, so I get 7x minus 4 equals 5x plus 10. I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides. Subtract 5x from both sides. I get 2x minus 4 equals 10. Add 4 to both sides. I get x, 2x equals 14. Divide by 2, divide by 2. X equals 7. Right? Okay. There you go. You understand this stuff? Easy? Good.
And we're hoping this quiz or test is a grade maker.
Yeah, this could be, it might be a test, we should count it as a 500-point test.
Yes, I can actually totally do that.
Why not 1,000? So,
What if your grade is so high?
If I did, I
So good in the recycling bin.
Yeah, it's like.
You guys just have more notes, please.
lastly, okay, last thing. No, we have more than 2 minutes. This is, no, our periods are 7
Done at
minutes.
1:45, everyone.
1:45. So just please, guys, we're almost done. Last thing, okay? So, you have the square root of 3y plus 8 equals 2. Okay, Aiden?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
So, a lot of times, like I was telling you, when you solve using all the proper algebraic steps, you get an answer that doesn't work, okay? So, for instance, let's look at this problem. What would be my first step? I would subtract 8 from both sides, right? And then I get the square root of 3y. That goes away, equals -6. Now what would I do?
Square.
I'd square both sides, okay? Square both sides, and I get the box goes away, and I get 3y equals, not -36, positive 36. Divide by 3, I get y equals 12, okay? So now, I'm going to take that and plug it into my original equation, okay? Equals 2, okay? So I'm going to take 12 and plug it in here. So I'm going to take the square root of 3 times 12 plus 8 equals 2. What's 3 times 12? 36. What's the square root of 36? 6. 6 plus 8, does that equal to 2? No. Okay. So you get 14 equals 2. Something's wrong, okay? What's wrong is sometimes when you square these things, you introduce an extra root that doesn't work, okay? So even though the math I did is totally correct, the answer isn't correct, so you have to take it back and check. Turns out the answer to this problem is an imaginary number, okay? But we're not going to talk about imaginary numbers.
We should though.
So, but if I did, okay, it would be an imaginary number, and we're not gonna deal with it. Okay, so this answer, there is no solution. Okay, no real solution. That's why you really have to That's why you really have to check your answers when you're working, okay? So, that's all I got to teach you. We have page, I'm going to write it on the board, okay? Not on the board, I'm going to write it up here. Homework, page 636, 8 through 36 even. 8 through 36 even, and then 37, and that's it. 37. Suggested review. Suggested, and I'm not going to say you have to do this, but if you want to look at something that would look a lot like the quiz, just page 654 and 655. You don't have to do it, but those are the types of problems that you're going to see on your quiz on Friday. Okay? You can start on this if you have your book.